They're going to release him from the hospital tomorrow. He'll be home on hospice care, and they're giving him a week. So at least he wants to die at home in dignity.
How old is he?
By the way, Jason is back.
I don't know if he's supposed to be 80 on his next birthday, or he's somewhere in his 70s. Okay. I know he was older than my father.
We've got Jason back on the line.
Jason, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I got disconnected, and I don't know where in my story I got disconnected.
You said that your son left the house.
No, not his son.
Yeah, well, he left the...
Was it your son?
It was my son. Yeah. It was, my son Eric.
Oh, sorry.
What do you mean he left the house?
Well, like I told you, he's of diminished capacity, so him moving out was a very big deal. He desired independence, and we gave it to him, and I have to tell you, he's flourishing. He really is exceeding everyone's expectations. Well, he's doing very well by himself.
That's great.
Go ahead, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Great.
You know, I mean, that's every parent's dream, is to have their children to be self-sufficient, making their own decisions, okay? And I think it's very gracious of you and to share that with us, the fact that he's of diminished capacity. You know, many people wouldn't want to talk about it, but there's nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, especially...
Of course. We're very open. We're very open about it, and you know what? I'm very privileged tonight. He's with us at the home, and he would like to come on and just say hi to you and tell you very briefly, you know, some tips just on people in similar situations, how they can figure this out and you know, really live a full life by themselves.
You know, I have to tell you, I have a friend. You know, you talk about his first son. Has Asperger's. Now his children are older. Okay, the son with Asperger's is in his early 30s, I believe. I think he is about 33 or 34. But then he and his wife at the time had triplets, and two of the boys were severely challenged. Okay. And I've seen he's posted pictures on Facebook, and the boys are tremendous. I mean, when I remember how little they were, and now they are, I believe the triplets are about 31 or 32, and you know, they are living in a group home, okay, and they still have extreme issues, but you know, they are living in the group home, and they have supervision. They are taken to work every day. Okay. And they do.
Well, why don't we let Eric get on?
No, fine.
I'm just saying his son wants to. His son wants to go on the phone.
I apologize. I have been known to.
No, it's no problem.
Hog the airwaves too much.
Excuse me. Well, I'd love to hear more about that. But yes, Eric is here, and he wouldn't mind just coming on and briefly telling you what he's up to. Say hello.
Hello, Eric.
Right?
How are you, Eric?
Eric, go ahead.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
How you been today?
The shower curtain. Shower curtains are cheaper than underwear, and you can always wash your shower curtains. Duh.
Tell them what you did the other night. And go ahead and you can do that. Would that be all right, Eric? Okay, go ahead. You can talk to them, no problem. Just say hello and go ahead.
If you have the runs, what you gotta do is, if you don't have toilet paper, just grab your shower curtain and wipe your ass with your shower curtain. Shower curtains are cheaper than underwear, and you can always wash your shower curtains. Duh!
All right, very good, Jason. Ha, ha, ha.
If you can't get it all out, poke your finger in there and get it all out. Like really, really hard. And you gotta do it like 10 times. I shove my finger up to feel around. I wear plastic gloves so I don't get shit in my finger.
Yeah. Okay, very good, Jason. Have a good night.
To get the remnants out.
Okay. Elisa?
You really don't know.
Yeah.
I knew. No, I was trying to tell you all along. It's a prank call.
Well, I mean, the guy actually...
I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. I was watching the game. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm watching the game, too.
It was a prank call.
Well, this is the youngest player. What did it say? The youngest player?
Oh, DeGrom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was the youngest player to start in the All-Star game. He started for the National League in the All-Star game. And I think he pitched a couple of very strong innings. He's having a phenomenal year for the Mets.
Anyway, so that was the comedian Jason.
Well, I sort of believe in human nature, and I think that anybody who's going to joke about something like that, about having, a child of diminished capacity. First of all, I've never heard of a parent who has a child call them, diminished capacity. They would say that the person is, challenged. Okay?
Well,
Mark, I told you who's a prank. But it doesn't matter.
Let me tell you one thing. There was a big clue before he even said before he even went further. He said his son Eric, and before a little while ago, Felix, you called Mark Eric.
That is weird, isn't it?
So I just put two and two together and said to myself that it couldn't have been a real call because, it could have been coincidence that it could be the same name, but you called out the name Eric not too long ago.
I did.
And he said that he had a son named Eric.
I'm trying to make it interesting. We are trying to make it interesting. We're joking. We don't mind being the brunt of jokes, but we don't like when people call up like that and just want to make a fool of you. Okay?
But listen, all they do is make fools of themselves. That's all that they do. They don't make fools of us. I'm not, those calls, I was going to hang up on before, but I left it alone until he started talking.
Well, the reason he hung up before was because he had to get his act together, No,
I'm saying I was going to hang up on him. I was going to hang up on him when he called the first time after a while.
I'm sorry I didn't pick up on the fact when he said diminished capacity, because no parent who has a child who's challenged calls them a person of diminished capacity. Okay? I should have picked up on that. And I do apologize. And I apologize to my friend whose children I was using as an example, because that's a true story.
Well, I was trying to stop you, Mark.
Well,
but
he doesn't listen to the show anyway, so...
Maybe he does listen to it.
No, he doesn't.
He figures we need a little...
I send it to him all the time, and he doesn't listen.
Who?
Like with my other friend.
No, I met this guy.
Oh, him? I don't know. But anyway, okay, Elisa, we were talking about the wafer.
What do they make the wafer of? Do you know? And who makes it?
I have no clue.
Cardboard.
Cardboard. Exactly what it tastes like.
No, I think they make the wafer the same place that they make matzah. It's just that if you make a left-hand turn, you're making a wafer. If you make a right-hand turn, you're making matzah.
You mean the wafer is kosher?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, it all stems from one religion.
No, honestly, I don't know. I can find out, though.
Okay, it'd be a good trivia question for somebody.
Just think how rich you could
Jason,
be.
if you know where the wafer came from, give us a call back.
Just think of how rich you could be if you could come up with another way of making a tasty wafer. Okay, I'm telling you they should go to Ritz Crackers. I really mean it. I really do.
Yeah, now let me ask you, besides Catholic, does anybody else do that?
Yes. Protestants, but they don't do it as much as we do it. I think they do it like once a month. We do it every week or every time we go to Mass.
Aren't you supposed to confess before you do that?
Well, yes, but not all the time. I mean, they say that they would like you to go to confession, but like if you've gone once, then you can receive. I still haven't gone yet, and I'm receiving.
Well, like I said, I've mentioned this quite a few times. I used to work with a former colleague who became a principal, and we happened to be at a funeral. And I asked him why he wasn't going up to receive the host, and he said, well, he's not really a Catholic in good standing. He doesn't go to confession. He said his last confession was something like 30 years ago or something. And he didn't go to church on a regular basis, but he said his wife, he said if she was here, would be online to receive, the body of Christ and to drink the wine because she attends Mass weekly, and she goes to confession. So I guess that, he said he could get up and nobody would stop him from receiving the host. But, in good conscience, he couldn't do it because he's not really a Catholic in good standing.
Okay, we've got another caller. Do we really have Mr. Frank on the line?
I wear plastic gloves so I don't get shit in my finger. I pull out my cheeks to get the remnants out. It's not rocket science, it's easy.
Oh my heavens, is that you again?
Just hang up.
Call from a different number.
Why did you say Frank?
Because
you know Frank's number.
It looked like it. It was a different...
Well, it was probably the other... I hate to say this. I don't like to cast aspersions and curse over the radio, but you know that I'm not shy. That's probably one of his asshole friends. People who have nothing better. I don't know. I would think if it was me, don't you have something better to do on a Friday night than to make a phony phone call? I mean, you're not a teenager anymore. But
how do you know?
Who knows how old they are?
They might be teenagers. They might be kids.
You might be right. You might be right.
I really don't care who they are, what they are.
Well, if you see the number again, just exit out. If it's not enough,
it's got two. They use different numbers.
Well,
that's the problem.
Hey, listen, there could be a group of them. But in any event, how are you feeling, Elisa? How's your health?
Still very tired. I'm gonna. When I see the doctor on the 28th, he and I have to do a lot of talking. I'm gonna have to get some tests again done. I've been feeling very weird lately.
In what way?
And I'm not liking.
Like lightheaded?
I've been getting a lot of headaches. Like this whole week, I had headaches like almost every day. And I don't know if it's due to maybe a little stress. I don't know what it is. And I'm also starting to feel bloated, like very uncomfortable in my stomach.
Okay. Well, as far as... There goes the Rev tooting his horn again.
Can you hear that?
Of course she did.
I do hear that.
What was I saying? As far as being lightheaded goes, or whatever, or with the changing weather like this, I mean, you really... we've been having some relatively warm days these last 4 or 5 days, we had a stretch when it was a little chilly. I mean, it's October. You're expecting changing weather. I mean, just like today.